Good evening. Welcome back to my eBay shop. It's October 1st right now, and we just finished up September, wrapped all those great days up, and they were great days. This was definitely the best month of the year, September was, as far as profits go in my eBay shop. So I'm just going to quickly run down the numbers of all of the money that I made this month. And then I'll talk about all of the things that I sold that were profitable in an amount more than $100. It's not that many, only 5, and we still ended up with a strong profit number for the month. So after that, I'm going to show you a couple of things that are going to be hitting my shop in the next couple of days, hopefully tomorrow or tonight. These are not really new items. I mean, they're things I picked up last weekend. So today is Wednesday. This is stuff I got on Saturday. There's still a handful of items that I need to get prepped and listed from Saturday. And then we're going to be on to next weekend, hopefully some more yard sales or some more thrift store shopping or something, and bring in even more inventory as we go into the fourth quarter. So, okay, I'm going to tell you exact numbers. So if this is... if it's too granular or too boring, I apologize, but I think some people like to hear this kind of stuff. I feel like I want to just tell you everything about every single dime that I earn or that I spend in my eBay shop so that you can see how much money a part-time eBay seller can make or can lose or whatever. So, all right, September. Like I said, it's the best month of the year so far. I brought in, profit-wise, assuming there's no returns or anything in the next few days, which I am kind of working on a return situation. I'm not going to talk about that tonight. I brought in exactly $4,869.42. So I was really, at those last couple days, hoping that I could get to $5,000. Because if I want to reach my goal for the year of $50,000, I basically need to earn pretty close to $6,000 a month for the next 3 months. And if I could have got $5,000 in September, that would be a good signal that I might be able to get that $6,000 in October, November, and December. But I didn't quite get there. $4,869.42. The next best month this year was May, and that was $500 less than September. If I'm going by what happened last year, the fourth quarter was not quite double, but basically around double each month. Well, not each month, but November and December was basically double the average of every other month. You know, each month, but prior to November and December, I made twice as much in those 2 months. So this month of this year was, almost to the dollar, exactly double what I made in September of last year. So I think that does portend good things to come for the fourth quarter as we're starting it today. And today was a pretty strong sales day for me. So I don't want to be counting too many chickens before they hatch, but I do think we are headed in the right direction. So yeah, last night I ended the video. I don't remember the exact amount that I told you I earned on that day, but I got 2 extra sales that came in after hours, after I finished the recording, and those added up to between $50 and $60 or something like that. So yesterday turned out to be pretty profitable day for me. So let's just quickly go through the 5 best sales of the month of September, and I only put down on my list the things that were over $100. So there were quite a few things that were in the $90 to $100 range or the $85 to $100 range, but I skipped all those. I just have 5 things over $100, and then almost everything else was $20 profit, $30 profit, $15 profit. You know, you just kind of add these numbers up, and they get to be, it turns out to be the best month that you've had profit-wise with these smaller sales. You know, I myself have often considered I need to have a bottom dollar. I don't want to sell anything if I'm not going to be making $30 profit on it. but I think it could be these just small bread and butter sales that are $10 profit and $20 profit that are really what that are putting me towards the goal that I'm trying to reach. So I can't always find things that are worth $50 or $100, but I can easily find things that are worth 15 profit. So, all right, let's go through these items. I'm going to mark them off as I go, and I'm going to try to go. I didn't write them down in order, but I'm going to try to go from the lowest value to the highest. So the first one is one of these. I'm going to try to pop it up on the screen. So let me make room for a square over here. Okay, the first thing was one of these Venus Paradise color by number pages. It's like a set of 5 pages. These are vintage. I got a bunch of these like a year and a half ago. I just pulled this out of my death pile and I had no idea they had this kind of value. It's just these 5 sheets of paper, basically. But I think they're from the 50s and they're still sealed and somebody has some kind of nostalgia for them. So they're selling. I have them listed. I think I got 26 of them or 27 of them. And I have them each listed for $125. And sometimes I'm sending 10% offers. So I'll be getting $112.50 for them. I think I've sold like at least 6 of those so far. This one, the highest profit one, the only one in the month that I got the full $125 for. After fees and everything, it brought in $108.36. So there's still a long ways to go, but they're moving quickly enough. I don't think I'm going to have these too long, and I'll end up making, I don't know, a lot of money. I'm going to be making $100 times 26. So I'm going to be happy to be getting that money. Okay, the next thing up is, an Ooni pizza oven. I mean, you may have seen these. They're advertised on YouTube or whatever. I got this at a garage sale for only $80. I can't remember the exact price I sold it for, maybe like $280 or $300 around there. So after that, it's a high cost of goods, $80. But after that cost of goods and fees and everything, I made $125.46 on this oven. I was contemplating keeping it. I thought maybe it'd be fun to be making pizzas in the backyard. But what's more fun is having $125.46. So Ooni pizza oven, fourth best sale of the year, of the month, September. All right, the next thing is this Halloween decoration, like a big, tall Black Widow character, like an animatronic character. I got her at a church sale. This very weird church sale where I showed up like 45 minutes late and there was nobody there at all. So I think I paid $10 or $15 for this. Like, it's not brand new, but it's in the box. I can't remember the price. There was a price tag on it, like a Home Depot price tag or something. I don't remember what price was on there, but I paid $10 or $15 for it. I sold it very quickly. I think I listed it one day and sold it the next day. And the profit that I made from it was $133.20. Right, the next thing up is this red Arc'teryx coat. I had to send this through eBay authentication, and I was 100% sure that it was going to fail. I was like, "What? How could this be real?" When I bought this coat, I bought it at the basement of a church having a rummage sale in maybe June or July. They're having that same sale now. It's like they do it like 3 weekends in a row. So some of the stuff I'll be showing you tonight came from that same church. All of it, actually. The things that I'm going to be listing soon came from that same church. But I got this coat, and I just did like an average of how much I paid at this church and then the number of items that I got. And so I paid like 58 cents for this coat, Arc'teryx coat, in the basement of this rundown church. I was like, there's no way this could be a real Arc'teryx. These coats are like, that coat might be $1,200 or more if you're buying it new. Anyway, I had it listed for $300. Somebody sent me an offer of $200, which is a pretty steep discount. But I went ahead and took it. I was like, let me get this coat out of here. And I did not realize it was going to be going through authentication, but I quickly figured out it was. And then I started thinking, well, what if this isn't real? What if this is fake? What happens if it fails authentication? But luckily it didn't. So I earned On that coat that came from a church basement for 58 cents, $169.42. So I was pretty happy with that. And then the highest item, I think this was the last one of these I had. This is the number one sale of the month, was it's like a Tripp Lite brand battery backup. I think it's for security camera system, because I got a bunch of stuff from one source and it was all related to security cameras. So I think these battery systems were connected to that too. And I got 3 of them. 2 of them were, the boxes were open, but they were still brand new. Then the third one was just totally sealed. So I sold the first 2. I sold the brand new one, I think, for like $325. And one of the used ones, not even used, just open box, for $280 or something like that. These things, I just got these off of a Facebook Marketplace deal. They were totally free. Just like, I need to clean out my storage space in this business. Can somebody come and take these things? And I was like, yeah, I'll come and take those. So this one, the guy sent me a message through eBay saying he wanted to do a local pickup and that he could pay $150. And then I responded, I said, I'll take $225. And then he bought it. I thought he wanted to keep the local pickup, but he paid for shipping. So I waited I sent him a message trying to make sure he wanted me to send it. He never responded to that message. So I just sent it. And it was a very easy sale. It was only going 20 minutes away. And it earned $189.04. So those are the 5 best sales. None of this stuff is really, I mean, I guess these are fun things. Like a battery backup is not that exciting. A pizza oven, that's pretty cool. I like that. This is only the second time I've ever found any Arc'teryx clothing, and the other one was just a stocking cap, and I think I sold that for like $15 or less. Halloween stuff, that's fun, that's cool. And then color by number pages, those are cool too, and those are going to really make me a lot of money. So those are the best sales of the month. Hopefully we have even more over $100 as we go into October. Okay, that's it for wrap up of September. Right now I'm going to show you the 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's just 4 items that are going to get listed tomorrow. Okay, I'm just going to quickly show you these 4 items that I have drafts written for these. I worked on these on my lunch break today. And then we'll go into the kitchen and pack up the 7 orders that are going out. And then I'll show you exactly how much money I made on all those 7 items. And it is a pretty good day. So, all right, let's just start over here. All of this stuff came from that church sale I was just talking about. I got this backgammon set. This is a rummy set. Oh, here's the rules of rummy. These things are hard to really pinpoint because they don't have brand names or anything on them. So it's tough to look for comps to figure out a price. But I paid $4 for this, and I paid $4 for the backgammon one. We're going to see in a second. It's a pretty nice set. These are probably, I would guess, from the 70s. They have these like briefcase looking carrying cases they come with. So I can't find like this exact one at all, although I did find one that looked a little different, but it had this exact same rules of the rummy book. So probably the same one. That's what I'm basing my price on, which is going to be like $30, $29.99. I thought these were going to be worth a little bit more than that, but no, $30. I paid $4 a piece, so that's a good enough return on investment. Let's look at this one, which is backgammon. I don't know. Some of these backgammon sets, these older ones, like I think older than this, I'm pretty sure these are from the 70s, like I said. I think older ones, some of these things sell for over $1,000 for a backgammon set, especially if they have some kind of fancy, I don't know what you call these little pieces. If you have ones that are for sure Bakelite, which these might be, I just don't really know. I was trying to, there's like a test where you run it under hot water, and if it smells like formaldehyde, then it's probably Bakelite. Or you can rub your hand on it, try to heat it up and get a like friction this way, and it's supposed to smell like formaldehyde, but I can't tell if it smells like anything. Like maybe it does, but I guess my senses aren't that strong. Anyway, I'm going to do this one at $30 too. Unfortunately, it only had one set of dice, the red ones. These These black ones are a replacement, and then there's something called a doubling die that I just happen to have one of these. I've got a whole like a little basket full of game pieces that I saved just in case I need them for something like this. And I don't know how the game works. I've never played backgammon, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 on a backgammon die. So I'll put in the listing that the white dice and the doubling die are not original to the set, but I assume everything else is. The instruction manual says Victor Backgammon, which I assume was a brand name, but I can't find any listings. I mean, I can't even find Google searches that say anything about Victor Backgammon, so I don't know what this is. I imagine there's probably a company that made a lot of these, and then they rebadge them with different company names. This one does have a little bit of a flaw right here, some damage to the leatherette or vinyl or whatever you call that, but I'm just going to put $30 on that too, even though I might be selling myself short, because some pretty similar looking ones sold for over 100, but they were complete, and I just can't figure out a brand name on those, so I don't know. I'm going to do $30. I'll be happy if I get it. I don't know. Like, I picked this up just sort of on a whim. They had it there. These are like a lotus shape coasters. It like sits around the base of a cocktail cup, and it's brand new, still sealed. It says lotus flower coasters made of magic polyethylene. So this must be like, when was polyethylene introduced to the market, and they wouldn't just say made of plastic, you know? It says unbreakable, washable, fits most size glasses. So I think this is probably mid-50s. It's got this kind of mid-century style illustration, and these, I mean, this is a time when people would be doing tiki bar type stuff, and these lotus coasters would fit right in with that. So I don't know. There is like no sales history of this. There's one, if you go all the way back like 3 years, there's one that sold, but it was not brand new, and I think it only had 6 of the things, and I think they only sold it for like $9 or $10. But there's one currently listed that I think only has 7, and they're asking for like 52 or something, around $50. I only paid, I don't know if I paid $1 for this or $2 for it, but I paid $1 or $2 anyway, so I don't need to make too much profit on it. I'd be happy if I could get 30 for this. So I'm listing this at 30, and I hope that it sells. There must be like people who have a tiki bar in their backyard that want this. And then finally, I grabbed a whole bunch of small toys, like little characters. Most of them were, what do you call it? My Little Pony. But there was a little original Chewbacca in there, 1977 Kenner Chewbacca. It's not really worth that much, maybe $15, but I think I grabbed this whole pile, and then the lady just said $2 for all of those toys. So I think like by the time I averaged it out, I paid like 11 or 12 cents for Chewbacca. So if I can turn that into $15, I'll be okay with that. And I haven't found any Star Wars figures, like they're certainly not original Kenner ones, in the wild. I must have tons of these at home in my parents' attic, because I mean, me and my brother, we did nothing but play with Star Wars toys when we were kids. So there's probably 200 or 300 Star Wars toys somewhere at home that I should probably figure out how to get my hands on. But okay, that's it for new inventory. Let's go to the kitchen and get some packing done. All right, we're back in the kitchen. I pulled everything from the inventory that needs to get shipped out tonight. So let's not waste any time. Jessica just got home, and I want to spend some time with her. So I'm going to try to get this done in like 15 minutes or less. Okay, so first thing, let's just go. The first thing is this G.I. Joe character. This is codename Rock and Roll Gatling Gunner. This is the first sale of the morning. It was $16.50. This I got for free. My mother-in-law gave me a bunch of G.I. Joes when I first started on this newly energized eBay venture. And I don't know the full story about where she got them from, but they've been, I listed them, and a lot of them sold, and a lot of them are still here, and that's been since February 2023. Yeah, this guy's been listed for a long time. And there's probably, I would guess there's like 20 or 25 G.I. Joes or G.I. Joe related things still in the inventory here, waiting to get purchased. And not too long ago, I did a quick revision of a bunch of those characters, those figures, to get their prices down, maybe a little bit more in line with what the current market is. And they're still slow to sell, so I might just do a big blowout G.I. Joe sale, 30% off or something like that, and just try to get rid of them. It's 2.5 years too long to keep something in the inventory here, so maybe I will consider that. What do I got to do to get these things to move? But this one sold, so maybe they just need to be ended and relisted. That could be a solution. All right, I'm writing Joe on here. Let's move this out of the way to get to my scale. This is only 5 ounces. 6 by 5 by 5 is the size of the box. It's going to JK in Minnesota. So there's one. There's 7 orders, but 3 of them are on one deal, so they'll all get listed together. All right, next up, this hat. This is the beavers. I don't know exactly what this is. I think it's something to do with like Carpenters Union or something like that. The beavers. This is a 2023 hat. I have another one that's 2022. I got both of them. These are old too, 2023. This was brand new when I got it. So I got this in October of 2023 it was a church sale. That was like a fill a bag sale. Take whatever you want for $5. And I just took whatever I wanted. And so some of this stuff wasn't the highest quality listings because it took over just about 2 years to sell, but somebody's going to be happy with that. And some things are like specialized. You're going to hang on to them for a long time no matter what, if you decide to sell it. So I decided to sell that. It took 2 years to sell, and I sold it for $10. $10.99. So I guess it's fine. Somebody somewhere will be happy, and I'm assuming this is a union thing, and I'm happy for that. You know, I want these union guys to feel good about themselves. So if this is a union thing, then good. If it's not, that's good too. All right. Beaver, I'm gonna write beaver on here. It's gonna be pretty light, 7 ounces, 10 by 7 by 3 is the box. The buyer's initials are RM, and that's in Michigan. That feels right for a Carpenters Union, Michigan. We'll see. I don't know if it is that or not, but I hope it is. All right, next up is this lot of books. I have these all stretch wrapped together. These are Polish language books by Wilbur Smith. I don't know much about him. I think he was a guy that wrote that short story, The Sound of Thunder. That's a story about it's like a time travel story where people go back in time to hunt dinosaurs, to hunt Tyrannosaurus Rex or whatever, trying to not change the future. So twist ending. They do it. Spoiler alert, they do change the future. That's the whole point of that story. So I'm pretty sure that's him. These books are in Polish. I got a bunch of foreign language books at one time, all for free. And this box, I need to squeeze this paper in here more. I got a bunch of free Polish language books. Some of them were real good sellers. These Italian language Giallo mysteries. I sold a big lot of those for several $100s. I can't remember how much. 300. Maybe more. I don't remember. Anyway, these didn't sell for that much. $16.99. They haven't been listed too long since April of this year. Like I said, it's October 1st. So what is that? 6 months? No. Yeah, 6 months. I'm just covering up some barcodes that are on this box. I'm gonna take this opportunity to retape the bottom, make sure it's good and sealed, and I'm gonna write Polish on here and get a weight on it, 5 pounds. I'm gonna put 4.4. I don't really know if medium mail works, how medium mail works. If I round up, is it gonna be the same price? 9 by 8 by 6. And where's this going? This is going to Michigan too. I guess they must have Polish speakers in Michigan, and it's PS. This area where I live is like, you know, a very, very huge Polish population, the north side of Chicago. All right, 2 more of these Loctites sold. I think at this point I am in the profit on these. I think I got 30. I just looked at it today trying to figure out the math, like if I was going to be in the profit or not, and I can't remember these numbers. But I either got like 28 or 30 of these bottles of this Loctite and some other stuff. and I think I paid like $8 or something a bottle, and they're selling on eBay for like 80 for a bottle like this. So I was pretty excited to get those, but then when I got them home, I came to learn that they were expired, which I did not know Loctite expired, but apparently it does, or at least they have to say it does, because I did some research online. They said actually this stuff never expires, they just have some kind of a, for some reason they have to put an expiration date on it. So I'm putting these both in garbage bags, so just in case they leak, I don't want to be causing anybody any problems. Anyway, I was very worried, like I spent all this money and I'm not going to be able to sell these things, but pretty quickly they started to sell. I put them at $60 where, you know, the other people were listing them at 80 to 100. I was selling these for 60, and then I paid $8 each, so I was sending out offers as low as $45 because I just want these to sell. I've got a lot of them. And I think this might be the sixth and seventh one that I sold, maybe the fifth and sixth. And it seems like I'm already in the black on this deal, which I was worried I was not going to ever get into the black. I'm going to put both of those in another, not this one, this is too big. I'll put both of those in another bag just to, maybe I can use a Ziploc. Do I have one that's big enough? Yeah. Will they fit in there? I think they might. This will just be a little double duty extra protection. Okay, good. Shouldn't have that much air in there. Okay, I'm wasting time. I've got work to do. Okay, I'm going to use this box, which is a little bit too big, but it's not too big. And I'm going to wrap that. These things are getting the full level of protection. I'm going to wrap them in bubble wrap just for fun. Really because I want to have the opportunity to pull them tight together so they're not banging around in that box. So I'm going to put this tape on here, and then I'm going to just pull it as tight as I can and do it again this way and this way. All right, then the rest of it is paper. We might finish this roll tonight, this roll of paper. I like it when it's this small, like the dispensing of it is much easier. All right, more paper. So these sold for, I was pretty surprised because I sent an offer out, $45 offer, and then there was a sale maybe 20 minutes later, and I assumed it was from that offer, but somebody paid full price for these. So they paid $60 each. So there's $120 right there in that box. And then 8 something for cost of goods. So we're looking at, I don't know, $80 or $90 profit here. Not too bad. And I still have a lot of these. I mean, my back porch, I store them on the back porch upstairs because I don't have anywhere else to keep this many boxes. All right, good. Let's cover that. Let's cover this shipping label that's on here just for fun. Okay, let's find out. Loctite. 3 pounds Loctite. This box is 11 by 9 by 6. I'm going to try to remember to put hazardous shipping, whatever you call it, hazardous contents, liquid, fragile, whatever. Gets a little H symbol, and it tells them to be a little more careful with shipping. NR. This is going to New Hampshire. It seems like people mostly buy them in multiple quantities. Like I think I sold 2 to one person, 2 to another person, and 3 to another person, if I remember right. Okay, final pack of the night. These are novelty license plates from the 70s. That's a R. Crumb one, Robert Crumb with Mr. Natural. This is the super misogynistic one, which I'm very happy to get out of my house. And then this one is also pretty misogynistic. So the 70s were a wild time, and people still want to live like it's the 70s. And I've been going back and forth with this buyer. Let's see, I have 2. I'm going to use 2 of these boxes to give it, I'm going to pack them flat, but I'll have 2 boxes to keep them less likely to be bent. And I might be able to do it the way I like to do it, with corrugation going one direction and then corrugation going the other direction to keep it like really from being bent. So I just listed these, I think maybe yesterday or the day before. I have, I don't know, maybe 5 more, and they have relatively high prices on them. Let's see, $54 for this camel one, 63 and 60. So these things aren't really super cheap. The one I have here that's 63, I got a message from a guy saying, I'll give you 40 if you sell it to me right now. And I said, no, thank you. These are too new to be considering offers. And then he sent me another offer saying, well, I'll take this one and this one for $50 each. Just like, you know, it wasn't like a question. It's just sort of like, this is what's going to happen. And so then I said, yeah, no, thank you. I've seen the sales history on these, and ones that are used have been on cars. You know, they're all worn out and ragged looking, are selling for prices comparable to these. I probably could have gotten more, but I don't want to be greedy, and I want these things to move quickly. So I put them, I mean, these prices are actually kind of low in my estimation. Anyway, he said, I'll take two of them for $50 each. And I said, no thanks. And then he said, you do combined shipping. So I couldn't tell if he was asking me if I do combined shipping or he was telling me to combine shipping. But in any event, I just responded, yes, I do combined shipping. And then he bought 2 of them and then sent me another message saying, send me back the difference. You know, this guy's been a little bit annoying, like demanding in a way that's not great. Could be something else going on with him, I don't know. Anyway, so he bought 2 of them, said combine those shipping, and which I would have done anyway. And then 2 or 3 hours later, he bought the 3rd one. So good, this guy gave me a bunch of money, and I'm happy to take his money. So I don't know what he's going to do with these. Maybe he's got a car he's going to put in a car show and he wants to make sure everybody there knows he's a little bit of a scumbag. That's my guess. But I'm the one who's selling them, so I guess we're all scumbags. But I guess I'm the scumbag who made $160 or something on these things. So I'm real happy with this sale. Went fast. It's easy to pack, relatively easy to pack, and they're going to be out of here quickly. I just bought these last weekend at a garage sale for $5 each. I just kind of took a chance on them. I didn't know if they were going to be worth a lot or much at all. And $5 is a little bit high to take that risk, you know. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to sell these, but I had a pretty good feeling that I would be able to. Honestly, I expected they would be sold to go to Japan or something like that. I think there's a culture of like glorifying American scumbaggy stuff. So I sold a bunch of hats. I think they all came from like Miami, and they all had like pretty disgusting, clever turns of phrase about sexual innuendo stuff. So I sold all of those in one big batch, and they all went to Japan. So somebody in Japan likes dirty Americans. Okay, is that going to be good? I think it's going to be good. I hope that's going to be good because that's a big sale for me. Okay, 1 pound even, not bad. And this is going to be like 14 by 13. 14 by 12 by 1. I was hoping I would be able to do the corrugation, but it wasn't long enough. You know, cross align the corrugation. Okay, this is going to Iowa to CP. And I'm going to refund him some of that money when I buy the shipping labels, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to buy these labels, get them all adhered to these boxes, and then I'll come back and tell you exactly how much money we made today. All right, that's it. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes all have labels and they're ready to ship out. I will put them on the porch tomorrow. Have already requested porch pickup from USPS, and my carrier will be taking those tomorrow. All right, let's go through these profits. Let's start at the top. So this is the first day of October. There's not that many items on this list now, but we'll go through them one at a time. So the G.I. Joe, his name is Rock and Roll. This is a 1989 early G.I. Joe figure. I sold him for $16.50. The shipping fee was $7.39. That's how much the buyer paid. The eBay fee was $3.33. The actual shipping cost $4.77. So we make about $2.50 on that, something like that. And then I had a promotional fee of 53 cents. I'm slowly going through and turning off all the promotions on all of my listings. It doesn't feel like it's helping me sell anything. It's just costing me a little bit of extra money every time I sell something. So 53 cents I paid for a promotion on that. And that gives us a grand total on that G.I. Joe figure of $15.26 profit. All right, the next up is the 3 license plates. One of them was $47.42, one was $58.17, and one was $42.41. So we add that all up and it somehow comes up to a round number, $148. So 3 dumb misogynistic license plates and we make $150. The Beavers baseball cap, $11.04. The Wilbur Smith Polish paperbacks, $14.89. And finally, those 2 bottles of Loctite is like $88.33. So day 1 of October, we have made $277.48. And that's basically a number that we want to stick with for the rest of the month or grow. Honestly, I need to make $200 a day for the rest of the year in order to get my goal of $50,000 this year. So 277 is a good start to October, and I don't want to, I have often gotten very hopeful. I've seen a good series of days that are very strong, and I think, okay, we're definitely going to make that 50 grand. And then we have 2 or 3 days where we make $11 or $22 or something. So I'm not going to start running down the street declaring that I made $50,000 this year. But I do feel good about this 277, and I think I hope we're going to keep it up. So we'll see. Stick with me through the whole year. I'm making a video every day to track my progress towards that goal. So if you want to see if I get to 50 grand, go ahead and subscribe and follow along. It's gonna be a fun adventure until we get there. So I'd love to have you come with me. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye.